How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I've been doing a bunch of little things on the H22. So I finally got the timing cover put on, and then I also swapped valve covers. So this is the old one off of Frankenstein, so that I can get to work on the red one, getting it stripped down, painted, and I gotta get prepped to get some bungs put on it. So I got a couple other things planned for today. So yeah, let's just get into this. So after 2 coats of paint stripper and a good pressure washing, this is still what I'm left with on this valve cover. And I've spent a lot of time on trying to get this all stripped down so I could paint it. I think I've finally come to the conclusion that I'm gonna want to get this sandblasted and powder coated. Get it done the right way. I was a little bit paranoid about getting sand inside and underneath the baffle in there, and could potentially get stuck in there when I'm driving the car and grenade the engine. I've done a lot of research, and as long as it's cleaned very well, it shouldn't be a problem. And with the amount of time and money I've spent on supplies already getting it to this point, I think I might as well just bring it away, get it sandblasted and powder coated the right way. I'm gonna regret it if I don't. So that's what the plan is for this. My main reason for wanting to strip it down though was so that on the back side I could get it ready for getting some bungs welded in. So I got my 2 -10 AN bungs that I can use for catch can. So after a bunch of research, I think I'm going to be putting them on the back side. A lot of guys also put them on the front side of their valve cover on the H series. Because they feel that under acceleration, all the oil is going to splash to the back, and it'll be sucking in a lot of oil that way. I feel that there's a baffle back there, and with the kind of racing I do a lot of heavy braking too. So I wonder, under heavy braking, am I going to get oil sloshing to the front, and I'll end up with the same result anyway. So I feel that putting it on the back side is going to be the best for my application. Not saying that it's the best for everyone's use, but I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I know there's so many different ways that people do catch cans on these, and I think that's the route that I'm going to go. So anyway, I got a little bit of paint left back here yet that I'm probably just going to sand down, and then I can find out where I'm going to drill my holes, get the holes drilled so that I can fit the bungs in there. Basically just get it ready to be welded, and then that's going to be it for now. And then something else I want to try and tackle is getting my oil cooler on. So this I don't really want to paint. It's not really a material that should be painted. And I think I'm just going to clean it up because you can see it's kind of corroded. And if I can just kind of sand that down and get it looking clean again, I think that'll be good enough. So then I can install that and get a couple of my new silicone hoses put on. I think that's going to be some pretty good progress. So I'm going to get started on figuring out where to drill these holes and get this ready, and then we'll swap over to getting the oil cooler on. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so I think I've figured out where I want to put my bungs on here. So basically this spot here and this spot here. So, and having the bung positioned right about there, that's about where it's going to be. Same as this one here. I'm trying to mount them as close to the top of the valve cover as I can. Kind of just before this curve starts is where this weld is going to start. So that should work out for me. I'm trying to get it as close to the top as I can so it ends up under the baffle. So I don't know if you can really see in here, but there's like 2 layers kind of that I have to drill through. Same with here. It's a bit lower here and then it kind of dips up. And so this is kind of the area where I want to put it. I think if I put it here, I may end up with getting some oil inside the catch can hoses. So I think closer to this side is going to be better. You can't really see it on here, but basically it's a lot more open on this side, and then over here it's a bit more closed off. So I think that's where I'm going to want my bung to be. Makes sense in my mind. I could be wrong. I've never done this before, so definitely chime in, guys, if you have any opinions on this. But from the pictures that I've seen online, this is pretty close to where most people mount their bungs, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, well, today got really hectic all of a sudden. They're actually calling for a blizzard overnight, which I highly doubt is going to happen.
You could not be more wrong.
So I ended up having to swap out my wife's wheels on her car, so swapped out to winter tires. And I also wanted to get the snowmobile prepped and ready to ride, because if we got snow, I want to ride it. And I fired it up and drove it around the yard a little bit, and now it is actually stuck in reverse. It will not go forward. So I spent most of my afternoon trying to diagnose that, got it all apart, and I think I know what the problem is, but then I lost daylight. So keeping in mind I was working on it outside, I can't really do a whole lot without daylight. So anyway, we're back in the garage now, gonna get to work on this valve cover. Here's where we're at. All right, so I got my places marked where I want to drill my holes, and I've marked it with a center punch now. So I'm just gonna start drilling some holes, hope for the best. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I'm just gonna wing it. I actually don't have a drill bit big enough to fit the bung completely. It has to be about this size, and I have one that's just a little bit smaller than that. So I may end up having to grind it out a bit, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, I'm just gonna start drilling, see where we get. All right, guys, well, it's not the prettiest job, but I do believe this is gonna work. So I got my bung here. It fits nicely into there now, so we can weld nicely all the way along. Same on this side. I think I'm just gonna clean up some of these jagged edges here, but I'm not sure what guys normally do about this open spot here. I don't know if they would weld that first and then put the bung in after, so that it's just a straight shot down the hole into the baffle, because this is kind of an open area on here too. And if you can see on this side, that's kind of this area right along the top here. So oil could potentially get in there, so it might be a good idea to plug that up with some filler rod, and then may have to grind this out again so that we can fit the bung in there properly. But yeah, it's a straight shot all the way through. Same on this one, looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. Should work quite nicely. Maybe guys, if you want to drop me a comment below, let me know your opinions on this. But I think it might be a good idea to plug up this slot here just so that I don't get any oil coming back. But yeah, maybe it's not necessary, but like I said, let me know. I'm gonna get to cleaning this up, and then this will be finished for now. Well, guys, we got snow, which means I spent a bit more time on the snowmobile again because I wanted to get it running, and man, she broke. So I'm pretty sure I blew the diamond drive on it. So I took it out of the snowmobile, ripped it apart, and yeah, there's a lot of metal shavings in there and a lot of gasket residue, and I found this floating around in there, which I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm guessing most of the metal flakes and stuff is from that. I'm gonna have to take this apart and see kind of what gears are all ruined. But when I drained the oil, there was so much metal that came out of it, guys. Like, this is the remnants of what I drained out of there. Just disgusting. But anyway, guys, I know you're here to see turbo H22 stuff, so that's probably where I'm gonna call the video right now. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the snowmobile. If that's something you guys are interested in, definitely let me know below. I don't have a whole lot of experience working on snowmobiles, but it's definitely something I want to learn, and this is a good opportunity to do that. So if you guys want to see some snowmobile content, I can definitely work on that, and hopefully it's not too boring for you. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If this video was helpful and you liked it, definitely hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Like I keep saying, we love to hear feedback from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time.